Okay, welcome. It has been a really long time since I've done a reading and recorded it, and I've been thinking about it a lot recently leading up to Karma Fest, and just feel like I could use some practice. So, trying a different format too. Normally, you were just seeing that, trying it different today. Hopefully, if my technology skills work out, you should get an image of the casting right here. But you never know. We'll see. So, this is just a general message for the collective, what we need to know right now, what we need to focus on, what general energies we're working with. So right away in the center there's a shell, and it has this really nice tight spiral. The opening is face down. A really strong message of being protected here, or of protecting yourself and your energy. And that's really, I think, what's coming through is like sometimes we need to separate ourselves from everything else that's going on and take some time to just come back to center and be there for a hot minute without any distractions, and without letting things get to you. Right next to that is a little honeycomb. With that is this message of creating something. There are times when we go inward because we're afraid or avoiding. This is a time to go inward to work on your creation, whatever that might be. There's this sense of travel with the Eiffel Tower. For some of you, this is more of a romance situation. But when we're focused and can pull into ourselves and come from the space of creating and building something for us, out of love for us, that can lead to a lot of opportunities, love, travel, money, all of those things. With that that Eiffel Tower there's a lot of potential forward energy with this rocket ship, but the thing is it's kind of like pointed inward, which means like if you put all of this fuel behind something but don't have it pointed in the right direction, like if you point a rocket to the side, it's going that way, and once you set it in motion, you can't stop it. It's just there. So being really mindful about, are we putting all of our energy behind something that is good and will go in the right direction that we wanted? Is it going to go up to the sky, or is it going straight into the ground? But once you release that energy and once you start that forward motion, it's going to be really hard to stop. So just be mindful of where you're putting that energy. There have been some seeds that you've planted, right? And we're starting to see them come into blossom. You planted them a while ago. It may be an idea, it may be a manifestation that you've been slowly energetically working on, but until now you haven't really seen any results. With the flower, you're going to start to see some results pretty soon. It's kind of in that mental space of the layout of the casting. And so this really has to do with ideas that you've put into play a long time ago, and you've fed them, and now it's time to start seeing those things come to you. Above that, kind of way in this like spiritual space, high mental spiritual space, is a rhinoceros in reverse. You're being called to harness your power, but not just put your head down and go for it. Being aware of the things that are going on around you, particularly in that mental space. I just got this message of like, don't put your blinders on. You know, it's not a head down go. Like, you have to analyze as you're going. Can we make a course correction? Is this thought really helpful? And that's going to help you really move forward in this creation process that you're in, that manifestation, all of this forward momentum energy, the flower blossoming. It's not a time to get so lost in your thoughts and not pay attention to what's going on around you, because there are some really important things happening. Up in the left-hand corner, which is on the side of like the feminine energy, There's Jay. For some of you, this might be an ancestor coming in, but I immediately heard the word joy. If we can kind of get out of our old patterns with that rhinoceros head down, go, we can find joy in little things. And right now, as the world is kind of in upheaval, that's really important. There also is off to the far left is a hashtag or a pound sign. What messages and thoughts are we putting emphasis on? Because that's going to really propel all of the rest of this forward. If we're putting our thoughts and energy and emphasis on negative, we're going to bring in more negative. If we put it on that positive and that joy, we're going to bring more of that in. Really, overall, a pretty good message here. Sometimes we need to pull into ourselves, protect our energy. While doing that, making sure we don't have our head down and are ignoring everything, because that's not helpful either. The words just disappeared because I'm overthinking it. You know, keep working on your creation. It doesn't have to be loud right now. You can do that in silence with the busy bee honeycomb. You can keep doing. Just be mindful of where you're putting that energy, because that's going to take you in whatever direction. So be mindful about where you're putting that energy. Thank you. I appreciate you joining me on this new journey of being a little bit more authentic and in the moment of doing these. And hopefully, you know, seeing my face brings something a little different to the reading too. If you have any questions, well, first of all, I would love to hear, do you like this format? And then, you know, if you have any questions, I'd love to do a follow-up with you. I'm going to be at Karma Fest this weekend. What is that, 13th, 14th, at Stepping Stone. And then in July, I'm going to be running a four-part charm reading class series. We're going to be talking about our intuition, our symbolism, holding space for people to do a reading, ethical practices during a reading, different types of charm casting, using mats. Like, it's going to be a 4-week class, an hour a week over Zoom. It's going to be great. Let me know if you want it in. I would love to see you there, and I'll get you the details on how to do that. All right, see you guys.